Donnie Chin was the beloved son of Donnie Chin and Myra Chin. He was my big brother. We were raised in community service. Our dad, who created the Chinatown Chamber of Commerce in 1963, was a great leader in our community. Dad taught us to be independent and to learn from the mistakes of others. Mom taught us to be kind and to put others before ourselves. We learned the importance of hard work. We lived in the Central District, but grew up going to Chinatown every day to help with our family store, which our grandfather started in 1911. At a young age, Donnie cared deeply for our community. When he saw elders looking for food in dumpsters, he bought canned food with the little money he saved and passed it out. As Donnie grew older, so did the elders. They needed more than food. They needed health care. So Donnie taught himself first aid. Donnie was a natural leader like Dad. As he has spoken, he created the International District Emergency Center when he was just a kid. There were 3 members to begin with. It was Donnie, Dean Wong, and I. Donnie started hanging around the Asian firefighters at Harborview Hospital. He wanted to learn all he could. This caught the attention of Dr. Kopis, who was head of Harborview Hospital and Medic 1 for 35 years. He could see Donnie's true passion for community, and they were kindred spirits, actually. Dr. Kopis became his mentor. Donnie loved kids. He knew that kids who grew up with the ID didn't have very much. He fed them, watched over them, and taught them right from wrong. He took them on field trips. Some had never left the ID before. He was their big brother and father figure. When they were 9 years old, he taught them first aid and the importance of giving back to community. Donnie was famous for barbecuing hot dogs in Canton Alley. He fed everyone. Donnie didn't like meetings, so he'd have a barbecue, invite the new person who was in community to meet the others who could help them in their journey. That was his way of networking. People called IDEC instead of 911. The only problem with that, Donnie responded 24/7, is that the city thought that we didn't need help, since Donnie did so much of the work. Donnie was a great paramedic. He was an integral part of the fire department's paramedics training program. He taught them how it was to work on the streets. His vast experience was unique and invaluable to them. The firefighters that Donnie trained are now chiefs of the fire department. He was the only civilian to ever have a fire department radio. He was usually first on the scene when a call came in from 911. A battalion chief told me that he never went to a call where Donnie wasn't already there. Many people thought Donnie was bilingual, but he wasn't. That's actually a joke in the fire department. They don't tell the new guys, so they have to figure it out on their own. His calming presence and familiarity helped immensely. He knew which kids could help translate, and they didn't need to be afraid because Donnie was there. Donnie always said we, not I, when talking about IDEC, even though he did the vast majority of the work patrolling the streets 24/7. He knew every inch of the ID. This information was critical for the fire department. When the Louisa Hotel caught fire on Christmas Eve of 2013, I knew Donnie wasn't coming over for dinner. Even though the fire department arrived quickly, Donnie had already secured the building, getting everyone out safely. He told the crew the safest ingress to fight the fire was around back. The lieutenant in charge told me the story and said that she didn't think this made sense from a fire department point of view. But they trusted Donnie completely and took his advice. Of course, he was right. He also alerted police and fire when there were new dangerous people in the area and where they would hang out so they could also be safe. IDEC was an all-volunteer organization, and Donnie was fiercely loyal and inspired that in others. IDEC volunteers range in age from 17 to 80. Our volunteers have been with us for decades. I don't think they knew that it was a lifelong commitment when they first signed up. Donnie would always want to recognize his crew, so if IDEC members could please stand. Don't be embarrassed. Thank you. The kids Donnie mentored are fondly called Donnie's kids. They wear that label proudly. They're now grown and some have kids of their own. Many have followed in his footsteps. There are two sisters that are medical doctors. They grew up in the alley across from the emergency center. Another pair of sisters, one is a nurse and the other one's in medical school. They're also teachers and counselors, and they are his true legacy. Donnie watched over us for nearly 50 years. He saved hundreds of lives and made the world a better place. He was humble and just thought he was doing his job. Donnie ultimately gave his life protecting his community. He was our hero, our brother, our friend, sorry. He was a hero, but not for how he died, but for how he lived. Donnie's call sign was Dragon 1. He was a dragon, powerful, protective, and seemed to possess supernatural powers. Sorry. It's fitting that he receives this award in the year of the dragon. Thank you from all of us.